Are you near anyone right now? If so, I recommend putting on your headphones, because what you are about to hear isn't sweet or easy to swallow. It's a harsh, sometimes brutal truth, but it is absolutely essential for you to hear. Today, I want to share a few things that I believe the elite have always taught their children from a young age, while many of us, including our parents and teachers, have never heard them. My recent videos and my new perspectives on education have caused a lot of controversy, but I believe what I'm about to say will go even deeper, analyzing things in more detail. If you are not ready, we can stop here. But if you are brave enough to face these difficult truths, let's dive into 3 principles of life that you may never have been taught. Part 1. The raw truth about human nature and morality. Point 1. The invisible fear. Denying our true selves. One of the first and most important things I've realized is that people from lower socioeconomic classes often deny the vibrant, natural humanity and the most primal desires in their children. Instead, they extol empty concepts and meaningless platitudes. What is the result? Children raised in this kind of education easily become individuals who have an excess of morality but a deficit of competence. Do you remember your school days? I recall a special assembly where the leaders and distinguished guests sat comfortably on a covered stage, giving speeches. Meanwhile, we students sat on the schoolyard, under the scorching summer sun. The scene was truly offensive. Suddenly, I saw a classmate whose parents had come to pick him up and transfer him to another school immediately. I later found out that his father was a successful businessman. He didn't want his child to endure such a disrespectful and irrational educational environment. But what about our situation? If we just complained, we would be scolded by our parents. Why aren't you obedient? Why don't you listen? Those are the rules. You have to follow them. Hold on a second. Are obedience and discipline truly an absolute and unshakable truth? No. It's a form of psychological conditioning that teaches children from a young age to tame and reject their own personalities. These children grow up unable to accept the dark, natural parts of themselves. They are indoctrinated to believe that ambition is evil, desire is dirty, and pleasure is sinful, to the point that if they watch a video that reveals a raw truth, a darker side that doesn't align with their worldview, they feel uncomfortable and react negatively. 1.2. Truth, goodness, beauty, the path to balance. But, my friends, human nature is inherently a duality. It has both a dark and a bright side, both a white and a black side. It is only when we accept, integrate, and balance these two extremes that we can truly become benevolent. Why do we say truth, goodness, beauty, and not the other way around? Because if there is no truth, how can goodness exist? What is the ultimate goal of life? Is it to play the role of a perfectly moral person and use morality as a curtain to hide our weaknesses and desires? True morality should be like the vast, expansive sky, big enough to contain both dark clouds and golden sunshine. It should not be like a thin cloth or a yoke you've placed on your own neck since childhood. Living a meaningful life means accepting yourself, harmonizing your inner self, and living authentically, not just acting in a play where you are not the main character. Part 2. Breaking free from the stability cage. 2.1. The fear of change, a chronic disease of the lower class. One word has been ridiculously deified: stability. We, as a people, are surprisingly afraid of change, even when that change is for the better. Many say, a government job is good enough, even if the salary is low, it's stable. Or, getting married is good even if you are abused, it's stable. In a book I once read, there was a great quote: humans are a species that uses 99% of its energy just to endure, not to change. What do you think of a comfort zone? Some people even prefer to live in a zone of insecurity, a zone of suffering, as long as that pain is familiar. That's why so many people accept being trapped in toxic relationships, suffocated and heartbroken, yet unable to leave. Because for them, Facing the unknown is more terrifying than enduring the familiar pain. This is an illogical truth, but it is so real. From childhood, their parents never taught them that experiencing new things is a good thing. They only ever taught, be safe, don't take risks. 2.2. The yoke of stability. In the end, what is truly stable? Nothing is certain. Only one thing is for sure. We have succeeded in stabilizing our own mediocrity and helplessness. I'm not saying stability is inherently bad, but when it becomes a cage, it prevents you from growing. It makes you accept a life without color or challenge, and it slowly kills the aspirations within you. Remember, life is a journey of constant change. Fearing change means you are refusing to live, refusing to grow. Part 3. Live like a Z, not an I. 3.1. The wrong kind of effort. The effort of the poor. Did you know that children from poor families are instilled with the phrase, be diligent, be hardworking? As children, they cram all night for exams. As adults, they become employees who work all night. And then what? Their lives remain the same, or even get worse. Because we have been taught the wrong meaning of diligence. We often work hard and endure. We think studying is about toiling, working is about being tough, and diligence is about repetition. In the end, we are only acting diligent, not truly being diligent. I remember in high school and college, we Asian students would bury our heads in books, taking photos of slides and filming every page. We looked so diligent. But Western students would just listen and absorb in class. They didn't write things down, but they remembered all the key points. We had notebooks full of notes, but our minds were empty. 3.2. Living like a Z, the smart effort of the rich. The lower classes' understanding of diligence is one-dimensional. Meanwhile, children of the rich are taught that effort is not just about toiling, it's also about thinking. They are taught how to change strategies, how to synthesize information, and how to manage themselves. Children taught this way are difficult to brainwash. They know when to stop and when to change direction. They don't have to try until they die. They choose the right way to win. And what about us? We try the wrong way, with the wrong methods, and the wrong mindset. In the end, we get nothing. We live a life like the letter I. From A to B is just a straight line. We just go straight ahead with our heads down. In contrast, successful people live a life like the letter Z. From A to B, they don't just run in a straight line. They will go a little way, then veer right, veer left, looking for a better path, a new strategy. They are not afraid to change, not afraid to experiment. They understand that pointless effort is just a waste of time. 3.3. True diligence, the mindset of success. True diligence isn't measured by the number of hours you work. It lies in the quality of the work, the ability to think outside the box, and the flexibility to learn. Instead of just diligently taking notes, learn how to think. Instead of just diligently repeating boring tasks, learn how to automate and optimize. Instead of just diligently following, learn how to innovate and lead. I know what I'm saying might sound harsh, raw, and even cruel, but do you know what? These are exactly the things that the children of the rich have been taught since they were young. If you feel that these truths are dark and vicious, then maybe you are a lucky person. You have lived in a safe world full of beautiful concepts. But the time has come to face the truth. Because it is only when you dare to look at these raw truths that you can truly change and break through. Remember, don't reject your humanity. Learn to balance both the light and the dark. Don't live in the cage of stability. Dare to change to grow. Don't live like an I. Learn to think and live like a Z. Be brave enough to face the truth and live a fulfilling life.